The Soldier is the most well-rounded and solid class in competitive Team Fortress 2. He possesses good damage and splash with his rocket launcher, good pocket ability with his high health pool, and excellent mobility with his rocket jumps. Overall, the Soldier is a solid class with nothing overpowered about him. As such, his weapons are a lot more balanced than other classes. This weapon isn't bad. It's a decent alternative to the stock shotgun, being a better finishing weapon but providing less damage and DPS. However, it wouldn't be used. Currently, in all formats, both 6s and Highlander, Soldier uses the gunboats, even for pocket, as the mobility they provide is just way better than any other shotgun could ever really provide. In the wise words of my friend Funk,
rockets equal strong.
So overall, a decent side grade for Soldier's shotgun, but probably never used, due to the gunboats just being too good right now. First off, the banners are not used very often in competitive play. They use sometimes to last on 6s, and are more often seen on Highlander, but even then it's rare. However, this weapon probably wouldn't even be used over the others, since its effect, while interesting, is not worth trading any of Soldier's secondaries for. Sure, the damage to charge it is pretty fucking low at 300 damage, but why would I take that over 35% damage reduction in a shotgun or the gunboats? I wouldn't. So I don't think this weapon would see any use in competitive play, and probably no use in pubs either. I really do like its animation though, it's pretty funny.
I need some help!
It's a banner, so once again its use is gonna be limited. However, I believe this weapon might actually have some kind of use, since the banner mainly used in competitive play is the conch, due to its low charge and speed buff. This might actually see some use, since it provides the same buff and a bigger radius, with a lot less damage to charge it. However, its ability to see players through walls is basically useless, unlike the conch's ability to heal and damage out, which is actually very useful. Overall, it might be used over the conch for its speed boost in some situations, however the conch might just be better since it provides an actual useful combat effect to the team. If nothing else, I would love for this weapon to become a reskin of one of the existing banners, just because I want to round the corner and say this at the top of my lungs as Soldier. Okay, this one is pretty much useless. Ammo isn't really that big of a deal in TF2 for most classes, and the ones that do have ammo issues like Demo and Heavy can usually just pick up an ammo pack or sit next to a dispenser and easily get some of it back. The ammo regen is nice for sure, but it's not really worth replacing any of the banners or hell, the shotgun or the gunboats for. Now if it was like a mini dispenser and gave ammo and health, then it might be a completely different story and it might be actually pretty useful. But it doesn't, so this banner, much like the Call of Arms one, would never be used in a competitive game, or probably even a pub for that matter.
Finally, a semi-useful banner.
35% faster firing speed is a direct damage buff to both you and your teammates, and the faster reload speed is also there to increase your DPS even more so. It's like a diet buff banner with an actual passive bonus. Here's the problem though. It takes the same amount of damage to charge, at 600. If I'm going to take the time to charge an offensive banner, I'm going to choose the one that gives my weapons no fall off. Because of that, I think the buff banner is just better in every way. I think it should have the same charge damage as the conch at 480. As the conch is the weaker defensive buff compared to the battalions, this should be the weaker offensive buff compared to the buff banner. I think if you lowered it to that damage, it might see some use as a small DPS increase without a slow recharge time. It's an interesting idea for a weapon. I really like the idea of banner-themed weapons, since I love running them in pubs personally. P.S. Valve, please make a banner-themed weapon and put it in the game. Unfortunately, this weapon is useless in any competitive setting, and for one good reason. It has to compete with the Escape Len or even the Market Garden. Those weapons are just thousands of times more useful than any other soldier melee ever made. The movement speed penalty really hurts it as well, especially for pubbing. I think if you remove that penalty or replaced it with something along the lines of a damage penalty, I think it would be pretty good for a banner soldier in pubs. Okay, this weapon's pretty insane. It could actually be really broken. It allows mini crits with rocket jumping on direct hits, and gives the rockets insane speed to make hitting those rockets easy. Now tell me, what do soldiers do a lot in competitive? They rocket jump. It's their whole gig. So imagine a rocket jumping soldier flying at you with a mini crits and direct hit rocket speed. That sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it? He could easily hit a 140 damage rocket and have the scouts finish them from across the map with 3 damage shots. Hell, it's rare for a medic to even be above 140 since they're getting shot at all the time. However, this weapon could possibly be balanced, since it would be very easy to deny a soldier taking mini crits a scout in the sky. He would be gone in no time, and that's a pretty massive downside. But I also think that it doesn't really need that 30% reduction in blast damage jumps. It needs to have that removed. That's just way too strong. However, I think this weapon needs to be tested thoroughly to truly know if it's overpowered or not, because I can't even come up with anything myself. Not much here to say about this weapon, besides it being just complete and utter trash. I mean, it's a soldier melee that needs to compare to the escape plan. You're not gonna win that battle. The speed boost it gives doesn't even seem all that fast either, and to make matters worse, it only gives the charges on melee kills. How often you get a melee kill a soldier? Unless you're playing as a Marking Gardener soldier, you basically never do. This weapon simply goes in the trash can with basically no possible use. Okay, this banner is crazy. It gives you and your team full-on crits for 5 whole seconds. It's basically a crit streak that applies to your whole fucking team. That's insanely powerful. Granted, you do take mini crits when you use this, but that doesn't matter when you can just murder the entire team before they get the chance to kill you. It also takes a shit ton of time and damage to charge at 1200, so it's possibly not even worth it in the long run. But for lasts that are already slow, this thing could be insane, since it already overpowers all the banners by a long shot. The other big issue that I see with this thing, that it's insanely quiet. Unlike the other banners that play a tune when they're used, this thing just plays a drinking sound in animation, so you can't really hear it coming like the other banners. Imagine a crits team popping out of nowhere with this thing. Simply because you can't hear it like at all, I think it might get banned. However, the charge time and damage might just prove to be too slow to warrant using. Another multi-class shotgun. Wish Valve would make more of these. Anyways, the weapon is pretty good, almost a direct upgrade for Soldier, since you're using a shotgun to finish off people as Soldier, not for the damage. And the accuracy gain from your rocket launcher will help with those pesky scouts and pyros. However, once again, it's a shotgun, which means it also isn't a pair of boots. So because of that, it probably wouldn't be used very often, simply because, once again, the gun boots are just infinitely times better. It would probably be more useful in other classes, but we'll get to those eventually.